Everyone, and welcome to this morning's webinar. So my name's JP, and I'm part of the marketing team here in London. So I'd like to welcome you to this webinar. It's around Tableau prep and data management specifically, where we're really going to kind of show you some of the benefits of data management, and you also see a live demo of how you can actually implement that for yourselves. So our speaker today is Olga Kolcheva, and she's a sales consultant at Tableau. She's based in our Frankfurt office, and she'll be delivering the presentation for you. One final note, and we will be hosting a question and answer session at the end. So if you do have any questions, we do strongly encourage you to just leave them in the chat box, and we'll try and get through as many of them as we can. We'll try and dedicate enough time to really go through them. And with that, over to you, Olga.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for introduction. As JP just mentioned, my name is Olga, and I'm sales consultant. I want to tell you a little bit about myself, so you know why I'm so passionate about Tableau Prep Conductor, about data management add-on. Before joining Tableau, I was analyst that was developing ETL processes for data warehouses. So pretty much data governance and data reshaping is something that I'm really aware of, and I know the pain points, and a lot of those things are addressed with our data management add-on. As JP mentioned already, we have a few housekeeping items that you see on the screen. Put your question in the Q&A box. If something froze, refresh your browser. And I'm happy to be here and tell you a little bit more about add-on, but let's start with the thing that started this whole thing, and it's Tableau Prep. Tableau Prep Builder will be the first point that I will tell you a little bit about, so you're more aware of how it can help you. And then we will go into our, I'm sorry, just one second. And I will tell you more about how Tableau Prep Conductor can empower you and can empower your organization to leverage more data quality and have less time spending on data reshaping and data changing and more time on data analysis, and how Tableau Catalog fits in all of that. If I go into my next slide, you will see that Tableau Prep Builder is the first thing that was introduced last year. We started with this program that was available for all of our creators that allowed them to spend, and our analysts to spend less time on data reshaping and data cleaning and spend more time into data analysis, because we know that sometimes it's way more time to clean your data and get it into proper shape for, you know, just do what it's aimed for, do data analysis. And as everything else in Tableau, Tableau Prep is very visual. So you can see right away how data is connected. You can see a lot of information about your data set within the starting screens, and everything is created for a business user who might not be aware of querying and data transformation in the terms that admin would know that. So as I mentioned, a visual and direct is approach that we took with Prep. And for example, you see that interface is at the same time very similar to what we have in desktop. We have similar commands, so people who are already fluent in desktop would be feeling completely comfortable using Prep. And at the same time, everything can be clicked on and everything can be drilled down in. And for example, if I'm choosing any slice of data, I can see it right away. As ETL process developer, sometimes like other products lack this crucial capability when you can see at any step of the way what particular data is stored in this node, in this part of the process. Everything is color coded, so you don't need to analyze it very deeply. You can see it from the first glance, like visual analytics best practices. And even joins that can be complicated for somebody with a business background are created in a way that people can really see and understand that. So Also, Tableau Prep not only introduced you data reshaping in a more visual way, but it gave you a lot of smart defaults, a lot of smart options to change your data, to group data that has some errors or typos. And it's crucially important when you're working with some files, when you have manual input, but not only for those, because even production-ready databases have those. So when we introduced that, and we wanted you to know as much as you can about Tableau Prep, and we have all those amazing resources that are available for you. You can go into our website and see learning videos and learn about new features that are added in Prep every day, such as integration with R and Python for organizations who leverage this kind of analysis. So please learn more about how Prep can help you and your organization. But as our flows get more and more popular, and more people got on board with Prep, they wanted to run their flows on the server so they can do it easily. So they schedule it once and not going back to this analysis and data reshaping again. And that's when Tableau decided we introduced Tableau Prep Conductor. Tableau Prep Conductor was the first part of our data management add-on that was released at the beginning of 2019, and it was the beginning of this whole data management thing. And now our customers, that actually was 10,000 customers already leveraging Prep in their organizations, they could run their flows, they can schedule their flows, so their data is up to date, and even complex transformation don't need a lot of attention from the business user who created that. But when we are providing all this data availability at the tip of the mouse, you need to know that your data is trusted. You need to know that your data is governed. And it raises a lot of questions. The more data we have, the more questions we have to the quality of the data, to the source of the data, to the freshness of it. And this is an important question that we decided to address with our newest feature added to the Tableau data management add-on, which is named Tableau Catalog. Tableau Catalog combines three crucial qualities that allows you to manage your data easily. First of all, as I mentioned multiple times in last 15 minutes, everything in Tableau is very visual, and you have to be able to see everything at a glance. And if you're looking for a data source and you're looking for workbooks that are using this data source, everything has to be visual, and you should be able to access it very easily. And visibility is the first crucial component of Tableau Catalog. The second one is trust. Not only admins that are governing the data need access to Catalog, business users who are using dashboards built on this data, they need to be aware what is the quality issues that can be within their data sets, what are the calculations that are used in the dashboard they're using. So they can trust the data that they didn't build. And this is super important, and Data Catalog provides this capability. And the third part is discovery. When you're an explorer or creator and you are already working on a server environment that has so many connections, so many data sources, you have so many options to work with, how do you find the one that you need? And since the amount of data is rising, you need to be aware and to be really sure that you are doing the right thing and you're building the right thing on top of the correct data set. And Data Catalog will help you with that too. Now I want to go into my data catalog demo right away, so you can not only hear from me how amazing Tableau Catalog is, but also see it for yourself. I'm logged into my Tableau server at the moment as an admin, and I have all those options over here, all those menu options that you are familiar with already, I guess. And but you have one more over here that was not there before. External assets. Let's click on that and see what we have here. As soon as I click on that, I can see all of my databases used within my server. And as soon as I go over here, I see that one of the databases are certified for production usage. I can see who certified it and that 3 workbooks are built on top of that and only 1 data source is used here. And also I can see contact people who I might ask some questions about those databases, who are owners of this logic, who are owners of those databases. And I also can filter that if I need this. But is it enough to see only databases? I don't think so, and you can dig deeper with Tableau Catalog. If I click on this connection over here, I can see all the tables that were used while building this data source that is built upon this database. Okay, I can see that 6 tables from this database is used on my server. And I can see the small sign over here that notifies me that something is important I need to know about this particular table. If I click on that, I can see that data hasn't been updated to data source maintenance. Okay, that is very important thing to know about data source that is not up to date. But how do I know which workbooks or which data sources or which people are affected by this issue? In this case, if you go on the right over here, you see our lineage tool that is provided by Data Catalog. Lineage tool allows us to see what is affected by any change in any of those elements. So if I go deeper into my opportunity history table, I can see that this table is used only in 1 data source. And this data source used within 3 workbooks and 2 worksheets in those 3 workbooks. And I have 2 owners of this content. Let me see, can I find even more? And here, the crucial information that gives me that only 2 columns from this table are used in my worksheets. Only stage name and some timestamp is used in 2 worksheets that lineage tool is referring. What I can do over here, I can send an email to owners of this content that my data is stale. I can choose these people over here and choose the option send an email, and they will get an email about the data quality warning that they might have not seen yet. And this allows you to notify all your users, all your content owners at once without any additional step, without even going into your Outlook or Google Mail or any client you use. So basically, Data Catalog, it's not only information, it's also a tool that provides you the means of communication with your users. Okay, but is Data Catalog is something that can be leveraged only by an admin, or is it something that can be used even by, any business user, any person who wants to work with data in my organization? In this case, I'm logged into my server as an admin, and I want to go into my workbook. That is one of my favorites, and I'm using it every day. And I want to find out more about data that is built upon. And I see this new label over here, data details, that allows me to have more information, more data details about what is data is used over here. Let's click on this and we'll see what we have here. We see the workbook name and the author and when it was last modified. Also, I can see here that I have quality warning that tells me that the data might be stale in this data set. And that's important information. I see that it was last refreshed quite a lot of time ago. And that's not something I'm comfortable with, but before I decide to go and find more information about other data sets that can provide me the same information, I want to know something about calculations that are used in this workbook so I can reproduce them or replicate them or understand the logic behind that. And for example, I have this age of opportunity calculated field over here. I can see that is calculated field from the sign that you might be familiar with from desktop that show you that as a calculation. If If I click on that, Tableau Catalog provides me additional insight in the logic behind my data, not only exact names of my data sets, not only names of the columns that are used, but in the full logic behind it, such as description that was provided by this data set owner. And I can even see the default formatting that is used for this field. But most importantly, I can see the exact formula that was used to create this particular calculation. This is an amazing tool to explore your data, to find more information about how it's built, how it's used, and etc. And again, as soon as I went into the screen, I can see my lineage again that provides me with some more insights into my data connections. But is it all I can do as the business user? For example, let's imagine I want to create a new workbook, and this workbook should explore my Salesforce opportunities. And this is very important thing for me to know which data set will be correct, because I will be operating on my daily basis using this information. And I know that in my organization, opportunities are referred as ops, and I can see that in this pane now that on this side, I have 3 data sets that has referencing this ops thing. And I can see that 2 of those data sets are certified, and one of these data sets are in the sandbox. So I can choose which connection I want to use for my further analysis. And I can see that this is the connection I mostly use, and there are 3 workbooks built on top of that, even though the data is refreshed kind of last time rather far ago, but let's imagine it's not. And I can click on that and I click connect. And right from here, with the power of data catalog, I can build my own analysis, being completely aware of which data I'm using currently. So if I'm talking about data catalog over here, okay. Sorry, my presentation skips to the first slide always. So this was the demo of Tableau Catalog and how you can leverage it from 2 sides, the admin and the content owner who is managing data, and the business user who is leveraging catalog from the other side of things. So Tableau Catalog allows you to access your data visibly, to trust data you're accessing, and to discover more in the data sets that you already have on your Tableau server. Tableau Data Management Add-on allows you to consistently deliver your data across your organization, so everybody's on the same page, even if your organization is quite huge. So this is an amazing opportunity. And I'm passing back word to JP for the Q&A session.
Thanks a lot, Olga. So we'll spend some time here going through all of the questions which you've been asking. One question I'll quickly just go over. We have recorded this session, so we'll also email that in the next couple of days to everyone, so you can watch it again on demand and share with the other colleagues in your team. So let's go through some of those questions. So apologies if I don't get your name right here. Ya Antwi Adije, he's asking, is the data catalog and lineage available in the desktop version?
To be honest, data catalog and lineage make more sense within the server installation, because in a desktop, it's always quite clear which you open one workbook and you can see all the data sets within this. So data catalog is something you have on a server when you have massive amounts of data sources and workbooks connected, so you can build this lineage. Yeah, so this is a server component.
Thanks, Olga. So another question here, so from Bart Stewart. So he's saying, we refresh extract data on a daily basis. However, sometimes the backups that we run are not going okay. They have 0 records or no backup refresh. How can we deal with this situation? Can we get alerts, or do you have other ideas?
I'm not sure what you're referring to as a backup refresh. I don't think it's a backup server. So in this case, I would suggest, like, if you're running into any issues, if you feel like it's some kind of an error, please create a support case with our support. And if it's not, and it's just you're not sure how to use some feature, please write to your like account manager or the Tableau person you're working with, the Tableau um, resource that are available for your company, and they will help you to address this issue when they have more chances to dig deeper into your question, because I don't get it from the first glance. Sorry.
Okay. Yep. So, I mean, yeah, definitely, as Olga said, reach out to your account manager and we can help you do that as well. So another question here. So Ashraf is asking, is Prep Conductor and Data Management add-on related to each other in terms of licensing? I understand that to have a server-side refresh of sequences, we need Conductor, but do we also need the add-on?
Yes, Tableau Prep Conductor is the first part of data management add-on. Nowadays, and in the current release, in the latest release, Tableau Management add-on consists of 2 parts, Tableau Catalog and Tableau Conductor, Prep Conductor. So this is a part of the data management, and you need to have this SKU to run your flows on the server.
Thanks, Olga. If there's any, so Jenny's asked a similar question, which I think you've just answered there. So Jitin's asking, can you report on the usage of data elements, data fields? Like how often would you use it? Don't know.
I'd say that it might be interesting if you have a lot of calculated fields, and especially if some calculated fields might be more complex from the performance point of view, like for example, LODs and other things. And you want to see if they're used or not within the workbook. So if they're not, why would you create more complex query? So this is something that admins might be interested in.
Thanks, Olga. So another question here from Samir. So does data lineage trace back only as far as the Tableau extract or prep workflow, or does it trace through to the source data set itself?
Yeah, during my demo, I don't think I showed it quite clearly, but if you publish your Tableau prep flow on Tableau server, then you can see initial databases that are used for creating as input of this flow. So you can see the real beginning of your data flow here, not only flow A, B, or etc.
Thanks, Olga. So Jenny's asking, I don't know if you'll be able to answer this, or maybe it's best to go to the account manager. He's asking, how does the pricing model work for Tableau Catalog?
The pricing model is already available on our website. You can always go to tableau.com/pricing and see all the data details. So at the moment, data management add-on is licensed per user, so it's $5.5 per user per month for user-based, role-based licensing model for the clients who use this role-based licensing model. And if you have old core model, licensing model, then please go to your account manager for additional info.
Thanks, Olga. That looks like we have all questions for today. Let me see if any more comes through. No, so yeah, that's all questions we've gone through. So thank you, Olga, for delivering this presentation. And if there's anyone else, so Olga will be repeating this again on the 9th and the 16th of December. So if there's maybe someone else in your team who's interested in watching, do invite them along to those following sessions on the 9th and the 16th, and those will be emailed out to you along with this recording in the next few days. So thank you everyone for attending. If you do have any more questions you kind of want to follow up with, do reach out to your account manager. So thank you everyone. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.